Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and I've got another knife here that a friend allowed me to borrow and do a disassembly and cleaning of, as well as a review of. This one here is the T.W. Price Design Reyne, Reyne, and it's another very nice knife. I had the first knife that this gentleman produced or designed, which was the Dawn, and it was very nice as well. This one has some awesome milling design on the handle. Has a lot of contouring that's very nice. The gentleman that owns this knife was able to get a Damascus set for it, the backspacer and clip. This will be the first time that I've disassembled this knife and cleaned it, so let's get into it. And again, I'm being very careful as to not scuff a knife that does not belong to me. And if I'm silent and concentrating on that, please forgive me, because again, I am trying to be very careful with this knife. Alright, and then we'll take this body screw out. Make sure that it's well into the screw there, and these are T8 body screws, as well as, of course, the T8 pivot. And I should be able to coax this apart maybe now. And there it came. Very easily popped loose. And as with the other knife that I disassembled that my friend allowed me to borrow, this one has some extensive milling for weight reduction on these scales as well. Also, he has swapped out and put in skiff bearings. So we'll drop those into the alcohol and let them soak for a moment while we wipe down the rest of the knife. You can see the nice backspacer there that actually doesn't get seen, but that part there is what is seen. This isn't seen, but it's still very very cool. All right, let's just clean out the grooves, the milling, wipe off this backspacer, and I'll get additional areas with a cotton swab here in just a few minutes. We'll try to get the majority of it with this pad. We'll wipe down areas on the outside as well. Let me grab a cotton swab, and we'll get inside that area that the stop pin goes in. Make sure we clean those lock faces. All right. Those are pretty deep milling areas there, lightning areas, where they have did that to lighten the titanium to make the knife not be quite as heavy. I'll get into those specs during the review process. I've got a new scale that I'm able to demonstrate the weight of, so that'll be cool. Let's get rid of that and that. get another cotton pad here. Alcohol swab. Alright, clean that bearing and that bearing. We also have a pivot to just kind of wipe off, make sure that we're getting any debris off that we can. Let it dry. We've got that collar, which I assume is probably titanium. And the pivot screw. And again, I'll usually just take carefully and basically try to run those threads through my fingernail and that alcohol swab to get off any old Loctite. Alright, and once we've done that, I think we're ready to put everything back together. Got a color on that side, and I just dropped it right back out. Alright, let's place that down. I'm placing that D-ring toward the back, and the reason being is if you look here, which I need to clean that. As you can see here, that D shaped is on that back part, so I'm going to point this flat spot of the, let's see if I can get it rotated. I'm going to point that flat spot toward the back so that I can easily rotate that into place once I get everything good to go there. Had a little bit of debris there I wanted to get out. Alright, so we're going to drop in a bearing. And again, put a little bit of the gunny glide. That's what I'm using today. Put the gunny glide in. Slide this back just a hair. Slide that into place. We'll put a little dot here on this detent ball. And I'm also going to drop this bearing in place, and a little drop on each side of the pivot. And now I want to make sure that everything's lining up. Try to line that up with the pivot and get those to fit together. Now I do want to make sure that I'm dropping this collar in place, and then I want to grab my pivot screw, put a little bit of the Loctite stick on it, and then get that into place. Again, caution you to not crank down too hard on this. Just get it into place to where you can kind of take a look and feel, and additional tightening may be necessary, and in many cases is, but there's no need to crank down on it and crush those bearings into the blade or the stainless steel washer that's on the inside of a lot of the titanium knives. Alright. Okay. Making sure we've got plenty of clearance and it's not touching the sides. Feels pretty good. Centering is good. Action is good. Sound is good. So there we are. It's the T.W. Price Reyne, R-E-Y-N-E, with a little extra bling on it. And this is just a disassembly and cleaning video, so stand by for hopefully a few days. Let me carry and use this knife a little bit, which my friend has graciously allowed me to do. And I'll see if I can't get you a little more information about this and compare it to some other knives that you may be familiar with. I appreciate everyone watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Hit that like button also. Leave any comments that you may have. I try to get back to all of those comments in a timely fashion. And believe it or not, I actually learn things from the folks that make comments. So please, if you're so inclined to do so, please leave a comment. And again, I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Appreciate everyone watching. Hope to see you again. Thanks.